Right now at 4, the Banfield family's former au pair is going into her 5th hour on the witness stand in the Brenden Banfield murder trial. The intimate details she is revealing about their relationship. And former D.C. Councilmember Kenyon McDuffie jumps into the D.C. mayoral race, how he wants to shape the district's future. We start the news at 4 with new testimony from the former Banfield family au pair. Juliana Peres Magalhães has spent the day on the witness stand detailing her affair with Brendan Banfield and the events that led to the murder of his wife Christine and Joseph Ryan. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Anna Yu. Let's take you live inside the courtroom right now. 4 o'clock. This began at 10 a.m. So she is going into her 5th hour now, not counting the 1-hour lunch break. Here, Juliana Magalhães is on the stand once again. Day 3 of this trial. Brendan Banfield is accused of killing his wife with her help. Magalhães has already pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of manslaughter for the killing. And joining us now is Katie Lesso, who has been watching every minute of this trial and more revelations today. I want to start with how we learn more about how this romantic relationship evolved and the quick timeline. It sounds like she moved in 2021. 10 months later, they started this relationship.
This physical relationship, as she described it, and that was in August of 2022, and then by October of 2022, she says that's when Brendan started telling her about this plan, and that has been her key word through all of this plan, this elaborate plan to kill his wife. So what we learned a little bit more today, though, Annie, is that we were learning more about what happened after Christine Banfield and Joseph Ryan were killed, and Juliana told the jurors that she moved back into the home. At first, she was back in her own bedroom, but then she moved into the master bedroom. So she was living in the home and living in the master bedroom with Brendan while the child was still inside the home as well. So yeah. A lot to unpack there.
A lot to unpack there. Also, Brendan's attorney, John Carroll, presented new evidence, including a number of letters that she had written to Brendan during her time in prison. She was arrested. She was the first to be arrested. Of course, she did plead guilty to a lesser charge of manslaughter. But let's talk about that evidence. And did John Carroll, Brendan's attorney, try to destroy her credibility today?
I would say that he is making a very strong effort to do so. You know, he has had her up there on the stand for several hours now. She's back on the stand. They just got off a 15-minute break, and he has been questioning her a lot. He took her through those letters, as you heard Annie, detailing and having her read those letters out loud. And the letters started with her talking about how she loved Brendan and how she would do anything not to hurt him, but then escalated to the point where she was saying, I don't deserve to go to jail for something I didn't do, and then escalated to her talking about how she wasn't happy with her attorney, an attorney that we learned today it was paid for initially by Brendan's mother. So a lot happening there, but then you also started to see Juliana getting frustrated. She's obviously exhausted, but she's starting to get frustrated with this line of questioning. I want you to listen to some of that frustration unfold.
Sir, with all due respect here, I said those things are all very familiar words. We used with all the people we communicated. So if you want me to be specific, again, I might say it's me, or I might say it's Brendan, and if I'm not sure, what am I doing? I'm guessing, and I'm not doing this.
So you're not going to answer my questions about specific pieces of evidence that I'm showing you?
Objection. She answered. Objection asked and answered. Objection argumentative.
I think she says she's not going to do this.
If you want to approach this.
What you saw there was that frustration again, Annie, and we just continued to see that. That was probably about an hour ago. That has only continued to be kind of the relationship between the two of them as we've unfolded.
2 hours on the witness stand yesterday, going into her 5th hour today on day 3. Don't know what day 4 will bring, but we will be there for every minute of it. Katie Lesso, thank you so much. And when today's testimony is over, Katie, along with criminal defense attorney Frank Salvato, will try to break down everything that happened on WUSA 9+. You can stream nonstop coverage free right now. Just simply download the Plus app on your phone or your TV, and you can tune in that way.